Brig's role is permanently one of two things. One, she like priority is on keeping squishies alive. And that doesn't have to always be backline. Like there's this fundamental misunderstanding of the Brig. I think that your priority is always your other support. And I think that's sometimes the case, maybe even half the time, maybe even 60% of the time, maybe even 70% of the time. It depends on the circumstance, but that's the really key thing. It depends on the circumstance, and it is not really true. In fact, it's just as much, I would argue, your priority to keep your DPS alive as it is your squishy alive. Now, a lot of times when you're playing Brig, you are playing Brig because you have a Zen, and your Zen needs extra help. So yes, anytime you have a Zen, that's always kind of a little bit of a priority. But I like look at this composition here, and I'm like, man, your Mercy's probably going to be okay. Like she's like pretty safe hero. She has a lot of mobility. She shouldn't need a lot of healing. But then I look at your DPS, and I'm like, those guys are definitely going to need some help, right? When there's an Echo in the field and a Diva on the field, right? And another hit scan and match them on the field, right? Your Mercy can't pocket them both at the same time. So I look at your comp, and to be perfectly honest, your composition is literal trash. You're literal trash. Because the whole point is that you need actual healing for your Reinhardt plus Zarya so that you have somebody else to pocket the DPS. And right now you have 2 pocket supports, right? And no tank healers. So you're probably going to end up having to armor pack your tanks every now and again, which is really depressing. So we talked about the one thing of Brig, right? Which is the pocket, the off angles of the armor pack. The other thing that Brig does really well is hold or contest space, short sight lane space, right? So in other words, if we're going to be going like my Reinhardt's pushing up here, I don't want to say push with my Reinhardt because I don't want to get swung with a Reinhardt, but in a close range 1-on-1, I can threaten things like a McCree. I can threaten things like a Diva. I can threaten things like an Onef. The Echo gets too close. And the key thing is you don't have to beat them to control the space. In other words, you don't have to like actually win the McCree 1v1 versus a Brig. It's not a great matchup for you. But you can whip shot them away. Hydrate, thank you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you can whip shot them away. You can say, hi, this spot's mine. Not necessarily because I can beat you in the 1v1, but because I can get rid of you. You kind of see what I'm saying? So for example, if we like push a card up here and somehow we rotate to high ground here, their Diva can't just fly to high ground and start shooting you guys. You can just whip shot her away. Their Echo Mercy can't get too close to you guys because you can just bash her or whip shot her away. Right now, it's not easy to do, but Brig does have abilities to keep enemies away from you. This is my spot, my space for me or my Ashe, right? Is 1v1 Spilo worth the 10k points? I mean, no, unless you want to get humiliated in front of your friends and family. Okay, so I look at your position here, and honestly, I'm a little concerned because this is not a good comp, and comp isn't everything. But you know, all right, we'll make it work. So getting that first initial armor pack onto Orion is okay, just to get the armor packs rolling, because you might as well use them. You're sitting on 3. But from here on out, I really, really want you to avoid armor packing your tanks unless they need it. They will need it sometime. You will need to armor pack your tanks at some point in time, especially considering you're running Mercy, but avoid it. Good. That means no armor packs for a while. Probably didn't need armor. You definitely didn't need armor pack there. She's completely out, and she's literally full HP when you've armor packed her. So not great. This is more of what you're concerned about right up here. Is your Widow going to be dove? Where's your Ashe? Can I proc my Inspire? Can I boop this? Because like remember we talked about controlling contesting space here? This is it right here. This is it right here. If this Diva starts to fly in your Widowmaker and you can land this whip shot here, you've just completely ruined what she's trying to do. You've allowed your Widowmaker to just sit here for even longer. You kind of see what I'm saying? Now, it's going to be very difficult here, and I don't want you going up here by yourself to do it, but you get the idea. Unfortunate. But you get the right idea. Please play on cart. So you are moving towards cart before you're even low in HP. And this is why this is a problem. Because right now, I have to ask you, does your Ryan need help? Does your Ryan need help right now? No, he's not under any pressure at all. Do you really want to be here? No. So like, again, you kind of look at this battlefield right now and you think, okay, who can I help? Okay, I can help my Zarya. I can help my DPS. I can help my Ashe. There's so many options of people to help, and you choose your Reinhardt, the one person in the world who doesn't need help. Right? And you're in a position where you can't possibly help anybody once you've committed to them. Because you're like, because you get here, but remember what I was saying is like you were heading this way before you even got shot. You're heading this way. Oh, but now I'm actually kind of glad that you're out. But you know, this is Okay. So who can you help? You know? Who can you help? Right? Can you go up there and enable the res? Can you enable your Ashe? Who can you help? And right now, you need to be checking something. You need to be checking your Ashe. You need to just like turn around and look at your Ashe. Just for a quick second, right? It's the awareness thing. Like it's like constantly, you know that you need to be like keeping your head in a swivel. Like who can I be helping? Who can I be packing? Is there a squishy here, a squishy here, a squishy there? And all while you're like not inting with your positioning and playing your cover. Like that pack on your Ryan was completely worthless. And then you tunnel on your Ryan who didn't need your help, and then you miss the opportunity to pack your DPS. And then another armor pack on a Mercy. Why? So right now we're seeing some major issues with armor packing just air and not even looking at the people that could actually use support. Like we've got 2 DPS in point. Unironically here, this is where I would have dropped off here to pack my DPS here. Unironically. I don't normally say that. Like you guys in chat know that I do not like giving up positioning, things like that. I'm mad rage over that. But if you're gonna do it, that's a circumstance in which case you would do it. Absolutely. I mean, don't even bother armor packing him if he does that. He's like 1 HP. He's dead. Like he's just dead. It's over. Fine. There's stuff still behind you, right? No, your teammates are though. I mean, you kind of saw it there. Like you're just protecting your team. If they get too close, you protect your team. Now you can't protect your team. Like you can't be out brawling Ryans or surviving Winston dives and things like that necessarily. But you can get like, oh, there's a McCree that gets too close. I can whip shot that dude. So now this is the real thing though, right? This is the real catch, because now we're playing on a situation where you are going to sit on cart. Hopefully not, but I have a feeling you're just going to go and sit on cart and nothing's going to happen. So I want you to think about this. What part of the map could you help control with your shield? What part of the map is it going to be very important that you're able to have vision so that you can armor pack? What do you think? Look at your comp. Look at your comp. I mean, regardless of the comp, but especially because of your comp. Think about it. Where did your Widow just die? Where was your Widow just trying to play? You kind of see what I'm saying? This is the part of the map here. This matters. You could have stopped this from happening. Now you were dead. But the fact that I see this right here, don't like that. Yes, you can armor pack. You can armor pack from here, sort of, kind of. But why not armor pack and whip shot and shield? You see what I'm saying? That is a weird noise. What and what are you doing? You're playing patty cake with your Reinhardt and cart to push the cart, you know, a whopping 1 meter further up. So remember, the reason why controlling high ground is good for Brig is because even though you can't really get a lot done with it, you can help people who want to do it. Like let's put it this way: you can't get a lot out of it, but there are people who can, and you can help them get a lot out of it. That's the point. Not to mention it's technically slightly safer for you a lot of the time. It's also easy for you to land whip shots a lot of the time. Lots of reasons. But again, stop what you're doing. What are you gonna do here? You're gonna hit by a fire strike. You're gonna get nano Rhined on. Like maybe you could whip shot the nano Rhine away. You're gonna get flashbang. Like look at you and your diva. You guys are smoking some kush or something. You've been hitting the weed too much sucralose. Too much sugar, some artificial food coloring or something, you know? You've been hitting the rutabaga, okay? Like, what are you doing? Do you really think that this is a matchup that you're going to win? No. You need this to work. You need this to work, otherwise you're not going to win. You need, where the flip is your Ashe? You need this, why is she on the floor? Why is she on the floor? Why is she on the floor? Okay, she's feeding. Okay, she's feeding, that's not your fault. But but there's very easily could have prevented this from happening, or pocketed her sooner. Get off the floor, please. I'm begging you. Hey, okay. Probably rally this, to be honest. Maybe you don't even need to. Righto. Right on, dude. You got time. Go high ground. High ground. That echo is literally 1 HP. You're gonna sit on the floor. Okay. Still. Now, I like, you don't have to stay high ground forever. In other words, you could go high ground right now and rally to me, you know, and stand here with your McCree and your Ashe and your Diva and build up some armor and be like, yo, I see some squishies. I'm gonna 1v6, you know, and you can just jump off the high ground and smash into them like a bowling ball. But you can choose to do that whenever you want when you're in high ground. If you start on low ground, you don't get the option to say, you know what, I'm just going to jump onto high ground. Even heroes that do have that possibility have to use a cooldown to get there. They can't just passively do that unless they're Baptiste, right? So why are we starting here? Do you see how you're at risk of bomb, high noon, nano, Reinhardt charge, Reinhardt swings, biotic grenades? Like I'm not playing this game. I'm not playing this game. Just, like everybody. And like again, I want you up here, at least to start, so that you can help your McCree better. You can whip shot here. You can rally, still get the rally armor. I don't even know where your Ashe is. Oh, she's doing this. Wait. Oh, wait, you died a high noon? I missed this. Excellent. Good. Brilliant. Brilliant. I mean, that's what happens. That's what happens, Chiefy, you know? You do stupid stuff like that. You stand on the floor, no cover, nowhere to hide, in the middle of that's gonna happen. And the thing is, it's like, even if your hit scanner on the low ground, you can be like, yo, you're in fire. You're in fire. That sounds like a UTI. You know what I'm saying? That right here, you're in fire. This Ashe's name. Okay. You can be like, hey, I'll come high ground. I'll shield for you. You know, obviously, again, you don't want to like go here because it's the same problem. Why I don't want to go low ground. I don't want to run into these guys like giblets. You know what I'm saying? But like, you can go here. Hey, let's just peek here, boys. You know, you can leverage, like we can go here and like we can spam them off of high ground, right? You got a little shield here. If this Diva flies at us, whip shot. I got armor packs. I got all the juice. You know what I'm saying? And you're all safe while you're doing it too. It's absolutely brilliant. But like again, do you see like who are you helping? What are you doing here? You're just swinging. Like what does this accomplish? Like I challenge you. I challenge you to think. What am I doing? Are you really going to point to 1v1 in Ana or 2v1 in Ana and Echo? Was that the plan? Is that what you think is best in the circumstance? Do you really believe in your deep in your heart that that's what you should be doing? Why not shield for this guy? It just like I said, your entire existence as Brig is to support other people. And I don't mean that in a passive like beta way. I mean like your whole way is to like make every single fight a 2v1. And every single fight a 2v1. Ana versus Ana, JK, there's a pocket. You know, Sniper battle's not fair because one's got a shield plus armor pack pocket. Tracer versus Tracer, armor pack pocket. That's your entire existence. And if anything gets too close, you beat the crap out of it. But okay, so here's the thing though. So you're going high ground by yourself. Well, not by yourself, but your DPS aren't with you. That kind of makes me mad, but you know, whatever. But do you still see how this actually gets value? Do you see how you turn the corner into an Echo and she's like, what? Right? And she might actually die here. And if nothing else, you might force her copy and or make her leave this spot. So you're still helping and your team and providing value by making, if you can't enable your team to take high ground, if you get any help, you can prevent their team from holding high ground. So it's good. I'm expecting a copy. Yeah, there's a copy. And now, probably didn't need to pack that. Pack that. Ah! Ah! Oh, no. Oh, it's like 3 repeated stabs to my heart. Or groin, whichever one's more painful. I guess look. Nah. This guy is probably under more pressure. But then not only do you drop from high ground so that now you are more likely to die, less likely to pocket, and more likely to demand mercy pocket when your McCree should be getting mercy pocket, you drop from high ground and then fail to pack him. And miss your rip shot. Oh, it's like a cornucopia of like Catastrophe. What do you do if no one on your team goes high ground with you? Well, like we saw there, like if nobody on your team goes high ground with you and the enemy team's up there, then you need to play around your team. Like I'm not saying, okay, like, listen. I'm not saying just turn off your brain, go high ground by yourself. Oh, my team is inting if they're not with me. No, but if you do see a friendly go high ground, help them out. And if you can go high ground and be there safely and see the whole battlefield, then that's also great. Like you saw our Brig being here theoretically gave us the opportunity to easily pack our Kree, keep ourselves safe, also safely proc Inspire. Like there's a lot of things that you can do for high ground. Now what I don't want you to do is go high ground by yourself and then fight the enemy team on high ground by yourself, right? If the high ground is, if it's open and it's safe, then take it. Like you just have to use your sense. Like you just have to use your sense. Don't just listen to Spilo says this and then I just do that without thinking. You have to think. Or we're still on low ground, by the way. We're still on low ground. Like, do you see the problem here? The one time that your DPS are now going high ground, and again, you don't have the option. Go high ground so you have the option of dropping if you want to. Oh, and by the way, this right here, by the way, actually, you know what? This is going to be very cinematic. Yeah, but you could see the issue there. And the Widow's dead. And you, oh wow, you were at high risk there. And now we're out rallying. And you're like, by the way, you ever get the feeling that you're like, you want to rally as part of like a brawl? Like you want to get in there and get dirty? Sometimes it's okay to just like rally high ground here. Like what you could do here, like, okay, this sounds super sketch, but just hear me out, okay? You come up here with your Ana or your Ashe and your Widow, you rally them and push with them a little bit up to here, and you're like, but they're not brawling. It doesn't matter, they'll still get value out of the armor. Nobody can shoot them. Nobody can duel them. And then what you could do is you could bully that Echo out. They kill Echo because they've got 300 HP or 275 HP. And then if you want to drop and finish the rally by smacking the Ana in the face, you could do that. But again, it's all about options. It's all about enabling the right people. You know? Hey, Dragonfly, rally to me. Yeah. And you see how like you're rallying in the middle of your team? Or whatever middle of your team there is, but it just didn't do anything. It didn't do anything. It didn't really matter because the fact is that that Echo just killed both of your DPS, and so it doesn't matter what you do with your rally. And you're still gonna die to Reinhardt because you're sitting on main. I mean, your role here is even more important because now they have a Winston diva, so now there's like actual dive threats too that can directly contest your snipers. So like even more important that you're on high ground / pocketing them properly. Otherwise, you know, like I know this is a tough love, VOD, but you know, you're gonna make things really hard for me. You're gonna make things really hard for me not to start roasting. Oh, we're starting on high ground. We're packing our Rhine. What the heck are you smoking, my friend? Please don't pack your full HP Rhine. I mean, I guess it's okay because you might as well use the pack, but he was like full HP. He was actually full HP. So like he didn't get anything. I mean, was he actually full HP? Oh! I mean, basically, yeah, he was basically full HP, and you've got a critical McCree right behind you as you do. And by the way, while you're sitting here swinging like you could be shielding your McCree, you know? Again, it's just the whole mindset is wrong here. You are literally enabling everything at once, and you're not even shielding. Nice whip shot. I mean, this is just where I would have liked you to be in the high ground a little bit easier because you see how like you don't enable a lot of people here necessarily, but it's an easier whip shot. You can proc your Inspire really easily. You can also see easier to like you can back off and like see these guys pretty easy. And do you see like as he lands you're being zapped, right? I don't like that. I don't like that. You should never like that. That's you need to hit the whip shot as he's entering, or just be in a better position where he can't follow up on you. That was a nice whip shot. But, do you see the problem with your positioning? Do you see it now? You didn't see it earlier, but do you see it now? 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 Look. Remember, I didn't even know where the echo came from. And there it is. There it is. Imagine if we had, like, you know, a hero that could, like, whip shot or bash or, you know, swing, you know, or maybe armor pack these guys, but and there you go. And that's it right there. But that's all we need to see. I don't need to sit here and try and convince you anymore that this is important. Now you have to, you can't just stand out in the open like a moron. You have to play cover and back off, and if they spam you off, you know, whatever, you might have to even give it up. But that's why. It gives you the option to support who needs supporting, and if you need to drop, you can drop. Because remember, that Winston's not going to be diving low ground. He's going to be diving high ground. So guess what? It's easier for you to deny the high ground dive because you're already there to begin with. Can you imagine trying to whip shot a Winston jump onto this high ground here when you're here? It's rough. Enough to make happy. Okay, hey, I have an idea. Just a small suggestion. You could take it or leave it. Go here. And so you don't have to worry about this here. You can actually go and contest it. Or you can help your Hanzo, or you can help your Mercy. And guess what? The brilliant thing is you can still armor pack the people on the floor. You don't have to only do things on high ground. If you're on high ground, you can do both. It's brilliant. It's a new invention. You go high ground so you can do both. But instead, what are we gonna do? Oh, brilliant. Good value. Great value. Great value. I wonder what's happening over here. Oh, look at, oh, what? What? Mercy and date. Oh, wait, what? Our Hanzo dropped? I wonder why our Hanzo dropped. I wonder why our Hanzo dropped. Oh, man, that's weird. He wasn't getting support on high ground? Fix it, please. Fix it. Like again, gee, if there was only a hero that could bash or whip shot or proc or inspire or armor pack this. Do you see this? You're a spectator to your own team fight. You're a spectator to your own team fight. With a perfect LOS to armor pack your Reinhardt and shield bash the cart. It's the biggest like oh my gosh, look at how valuable this 1v1 is. So important. You guys got high noon. Let them hold high ground. Hey, look at that. What? Wait, what a second. The ball attacked your soldier Mercy and made them drop? What? I wish we had a solution to this problem, guys. A solution to this problem is what we need, but where? But where, bro? Get it? Okay. A Creed now on the low ground, and the soldiers this is such. If we only had an answer, guys. Rats. Wait. The Echo is now bullying our soldier on high ground? Gosh darn it, guys. If we only knew who could help us in our time of need. Positioning. On a position, high ground, or whatever, we can actually see what the heck is going on. So you're not emptying your brains out off of cooldown. And let's work on that armor pack usage. If I see another, like, string of armor packs on either full HP tanks or just tanks in general for the most part, I'm gonna mauled.